Hi, my name is Stephen McGee and I'm the author of Electrical Forensics. And we're here to talk about the earthing health technique and one of the problems that you can get with walking barefoot within your home. And to do this demonstration, we're going to have to employ these plants. Now, these plants are actually connected into the ground through these foil bases. And we look underneath the pot, you see we've got foil strips going into the pot, which connect the pot and the roots to this foil, which in turn is connected into the ground below. And you'll see there's some foam in the base to make sure that we get a good connection with the ground below. So all of these plants are actually grown in contact with my tiled floors. And you'll notice that they're actually quite different from each other. And that's because they've deformed. And the only one that actually looks like it should look like is this one. So this is what the Dieffenbachia is supposed to look like. It's supposed to have highly patterned leaves the size of your hand. And these were all purchased at the same time. They've all been subjected to the same environmental conditions. 3 were grown inside the home, 1 was grown outside of the home. But this is the only one that is growing normally. And if we look down at the label, we get a clue as to why it's growing normally. So this one was actually grown in contact with the master bathroom tile floor. And the thing about that floor is it is the furthest floor from my ground rods and also from the street. And the street outside of my home is electrified. So that electrification is called stray voltage. So when you get far away from it, you actually get the normal growth. But the closer you get to the stray voltage, the sicker the plant gets. As you can see, this is actually the same plant. In fact, this is probably one of the original leaves right here. But all this new growth is very shiny, very glossy. And this is typical of an electromagnetic field exposure. So this floor where it was grown is very close to the street. And as I say, I've measured that floor and it has a very high level of electrification on it that my utility company is currently denying. And that's quite a common response from utility companies regarding stray voltage. So we got this one right here. And again, we got the glossy, shiny leaves. So this one is even more deformed than the other plant that we just looked at. And this one was grown on the kitchen tile floor. And the thing about the kitchen tile floor is that it's actually the closest floor to the ground rods. And it has the most electrification in my home. So that's what the kitchen floor plant looks like. And the closest you can get to my ground rods was where this plant was grown. And you can see that the tag is extensively faded. And that's because it was exposed to sunlight. So this one was outdoors, sitting on the ground next to my ground rods. And this is what it's now looking like. So you see that the colour of the leaves is slightly different. But it's got the shiny leaves, very characteristic of electromagnetic radiation exposures. So as you can see, based on the 4 plants, if you were going to do this technique at my home, you would have to do it on this floor. And that is the master bathroom tile floor. If you were to do it on any of the other flooring in my home, you'd probably get quite sick. And that was the purpose of this video. And if you want to find out more about the hazards of stray voltage and electrified flooring, you'll find it in Electrical Forensics. Thank you.